अपना बेस्ट दे, लेकिन वही एनएस ऑफिशियल हर एक मौके पे काटे के टक्कर देते हुए दिखेंगे। 50 प्लस पॉइंट्स उनके पास ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे इस राउंड के अंदर हो जाने चाहिए, दैट्स व्हाट आई बिलीव। लेकिन एनएस ऑफिशियल 170 पॉइंट्स के साथ अब एक लीड लेके आएगी। क्लॉक का इस्तेमाल देखने को मिलेगा, वो ऑपरेटर स्किल्स का बिल्कुल बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से इस्तेमाल करते हुए दिखेंगे। एनएस ऑफिशियल ट्राइंग टू डिक्टेट, और देखिए जो मैंने कहा था पहले भी कि जो गलतियां गॉडलाइक के अगेंस्ट की थी उन गलतियों को दोबारा नहीं दोहरा रहे हैं। अलग अलग एंगल से खेल भले रहे हैं, लेकिन अपनी टीम को एक प्रॉपर सपोर्ट दे रहे हैं, वो ट्रेड
Team Anthem not giving up on it. Pulse out of nowhere for this crowd, 5.56. This man's here to flip the table, turn things around, and they have already managed to do it. And its officials now on the lead with 196, and Team Anthem with only 177. And its officials out of nowhere, it just seems like they stormed through when it comes to getting those points. And now another one to sort of back it up. This Beneg from Saksham as well is now starting to spring back into action. Yes, controlling that upper level is going to be the key coming in, and Starboy knows exactly that, and this has provided an opening for them to at least try and get the early hardpoint point only for so long, as he was pinched in from two directions. Was able to get one, but only again to be traded right away. Killua controlling that space, goes to finally find some more trade, but the hardpoint not quite comfortably being controlled by any of the team until now, as Anthem seems to be flooding in right from one corner, and that war machine can provide such a great value, which is also dead, but the trade still back and forth. Anthem controlling the space and equalize, they are also going on towards that lead. Anthem winning the majority of their gunfights. This is getting a little bit tough now. Once again, Anthem back on the lead. You only need 250, and Anthem is actually really close. They can smell, they can feel it coursing through their veins. They want to take this hard point home. They want to take the first map home. You know, if you kick things off in a fantastic way, maybe the momentum's actually going to shift over as well in the upcoming ones. But Starboy strikes the opponent back, nicely done. And his officials
no problem,
just
bro.
That 198 mark, not being able to take control at that point. Just a couple of
Thank you for coming to the
with,
stream, actually.
Can help NS
Simon
to get
Riley
back in this one,
and
as they're
Attitude Gaming.
This P3 is still trying to get that control. Is Anthem, wherein they've got to go in for the rotations. They've got to take care of Ghost. They've done that. Pulse with the Annihilator though, still standing strong only for so long. Maybe he's got another one with the weaponry. Purify pulled out. It is so good. It could have been so great, but only for so long. Another trade. Claw in the hand. Saksham using it perfectly. Exactly. Claw was there. This man is also just prone down. Getting so close. This entire matchup is a little bit too close for comfort. A double kill from Kane. But is that really enough? That's the question. Instant trade happens. Team Anthem once again getting the point control, getting the advantage in their hands, but the advantage is not enough. It's not a lot. And as officials once again bring it back to life, and as they're winning a lot of these fights as well. But now Ryan pulls things back. A double kill from this guy, but eventually gets shut down instantly. And as officials, they're looking more desperate. Team Anthem is a little bit too close for comfort to the victory. NS needs to do anything. They need to make any type of play from their playbook. Absolutely, because again, this P4 is now being controlled by Anthem. They were so proactive onto that rotation, and again, also utilizing the gravity vortex gun has not provided a great value, but a decent amount controlling that map space. As of now, since this hard point is now open, Anthem is controlling that space. Again, quickly contested. No NS officials just making sure that they're not letting any cushioning go in the hands of Anthem, and they're doing the exact same thing. 240, 10 more needed for Anthem. Can NS officials stop them in the tracks? The pressure's now on the players of NS. 243 being made up. NS officials looking so desperate to win these fights. Ghost finds a 2K, but still fallen. And see, they work together.
Nice fight,
and
guys.
Team Anthem's going to be the one to secure the first win.
What
a close game, and that might just be an understatement at this point. My goodness. Every single one of those hard points was just so very close onto every single part of the map. You knew that those contests are going to be coming in. Yes, the moment you saw there was some kind of cushioning coming in for maybe Anthem or maybe NS official, it was right away just destroyed by their opponents. a perfect pincer maneuver, and every single time they were just making sure that they are not letting them have that hard
I mean,
point for free
before
whatsoever.
I liked
I mean,
it
I'm
was
just happy
0
I saw the
and
Annihilator
that
being
was, I
utilized this
meant,
fall, and I was asking
I
for it
pressed
too.
it,
We
it
gotta say
showed,
one thing, this crowd
that's what
has
I meant,
really
maybe
been
something
a
problem
big
with YouTube.
gain
Yeah,
for the
it's
players
every
of
time
NS
happens, bro.
officials, and NS officials losing that first hard point. That's
Everyone
something
says
that's gonna
I'm
be such
first,
a
I'm
big problem
first,
for
but
them
I'm the
moving
first who
forward
liking
inside
it,
this
but my
journey,
like doesn't show
because
on that.
NS officials said that they're probably
Because
gonna
when
try
I
to make
start
it
my
zero,
stream,
as they said the chances of
I
that happening
probably
are 99%. Well,
do
I
a
guess
like
that
from
one
other
left
phone,
1% just
first
clicks
of
in now.
myself, and share
And
it
it's
in
probably the
WhatsApp
Anthem
chats
who
every
might
there.
be looking forward to pull maybe a 3-0 off.
First leg
Because,
goes
yes,
for
this is
me
the kind
only
of performance
actually,
we're
but
seeing
it
from
doesn't
them,
show.
and they can continue to move forward to, because this Summit Hardpoint match not being
Yo.
won by NS is going to be a very huge setback for them. In the previous one, yes, it was just a storm, but this one was supposed to be grabbed by them. With the way they were looking so confident out of this one, as we're quickly gonna have a
Bro.
look, and oh my god, 53 kills.
No one
into
is
the
under
hands of
30, bro.
Prevail.
No one is under
Just shows
30.
you how dominating he was.
And he's also the IGL
53
of the
kills
team.
of
I guess he's
37.
taking matters in
Nice.
his own hands now.
1 minute
Teams,
56,
teammates,
52 seconds
I mean,
in
yeah, you can't say they
hard
were
point.
able to perform, but still not enough up to
Still,
the
they
occasion where
lost.
Prevail was just carrying its team on the back, ladies and gentlemen. But I guess they tried their best. The match was really close, though. I still cannot really make any type of statements.
It was just a daunting matchup, to be honest, for me, because both these teams just so up close and personal were taking those fights, and we were still not seeing any shortcuts, right? We were seeing those ARs as well as the Phoenix. And those SMGs is working out perfectly well. Now, Gravity Water gun is something I again want to focus on, because yes, as much of a utility it can provide you in those cheeky plays, maybe trying to get a couple of people once or twice, but you cannot find that play time and time again, right? Yes, you can try and go in for those hard points. Yeah, we've seen how close that P4 was, but only maybe that P4, not even the P3 was so close, wherein players were so close to each other they would be caught in that gravity vortex. So I think so it could not provide as much value as they intended it to provide. So I think so that's where maybe they've been a little bit shaky. Nonetheless, NS have to focus on the next one.
At this point, the players of NS, they just need a deep breath. You just need to relax, calm their nerves, because losing out against Anthem, against a team that you guys were looking so confident to play against, that's definitely going to be stinging the players of NS officials, even in the upcoming matchups. And if NS officials isn't able to catch things back in the upcoming matchup itself, then Anthem will just start to run away with the team.
Anthem కొత్త టీం అనుకుంటా.
Absolutely true. And that we also mentioned
Last
in the
time Anthem
beginning,
గురించి
the
చెప్పింది.
preferred maps for Anthem are stand off for the control, firing range for the
I
SND.
think,
We'll be moving forward to the firing range now, and this is the way that they performed on the map of Summit. I really want to see what's going to happen in the next one, as again you mentioned about Saksham being so proactive onto that sniper. I think so this is the time for him to pull it off.
And
No
maybe he can.
better map than firing range.
I mean, he sort of made the players of Godlike panic, let's be honest. In a couple of rounds, Saksham was actually able to take matters in his own hands. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The upcoming game of Search and Destroy is on the way, as we are going to take things in our own hands. And even these players are
SND.
looking quite pumped up, as firing range is
SND
going
ఇంత
to be
ఫాస్ట్
on the way as
ఆడుతున్నారా?
well.
Okay, and a very quick approach coming in from NS, making their progress towards that site, and we'll probably try and get that plant in as well. And this is
maps
going to be a
చూపించట్లేదు
5v5
bro.
retake for Anthem. Maybe they
Plant
can try and
అయిపోయింది.
take that trailer control. It's going to be important, as the clock is now ticking. A side is where the bomb is down.
That is true. And as we
Ooh,
speak,
two
that
down.
Ghost finds a 2K, a two-piece, but then Viz returns the favor back.
Tradies,
Finds the trade on
tradies.
to Ghost, but is that really enough? That's the question. Of course, the sniper's being a big
Holy
problem.
shit.
Switchblade as well in his hands, but as I mentioned, Saksham is someone that actually can cause a lot of problems, and that's what he's done. And his officials getting the first round.
It was over before it even started, but a
Yeah,
very
that
good
was
round for a very good round coming in for them at least. This is exactly what they need, but they can't try and pull it off again and again. And maybe I'm the one who's basically in wrong, as they go in for those nade plays yet again with a proactive one. Proxy system perfectly on point, and a good trade. Proxy gets one, retreats back.
Oh,
Oh.
couple of free fire shots
Wow.
over there, but
Oh.
then a deal, a Q33
Ooh.
being pulled out as well. And of
కిర్రాకున్నాడు
course,
ఈడ.
Suction once again with that sniper,
Ghost
the
and
classic
S.
one to sort of back him up. Locust. And this Locust from Suction has been paying off for a long time.
Ooh.
Initial shot missed, but the second one's not gonna. A quick scope onto his opponent.
1v2 section.
Now it's a
Done.
1v2, but as I say, that Team Anthem, once again, they're here to equalize things.
And I really love the adjustment coming in from them, right? They knew that this might be another A hit, that too a very quick one, and the adjustment was perfect. They got a couple of pickoffs from that sniper as well, making sure they've got that map control, and Prevail just not overcommitting, getting a pick, returning back to safety. Team Anthem just making sure they're going to play with numbers. Yet again, it's going to be another round, and again the same story.
Indeed. Oh, this time a little bit of a slower
Time
start.
to
We're not
score.
seeing anything happen just yet. The sniper's happy in a big issue. Kilo 144 in the hands of Ghost. This man, he was able to start things off with a two-piece, but then the instant
my
return
goodness.
was quite good. Let's speak about return this time. Once again,
Oh,
the
section.
aggressive sniper
Section on fire.
strikes. This Locust in this man's hands is
Done.
something that must be taken away. What a beautiful flick that was.
1v4.
Suction with the Locust is an absolute destroyer. And this man is single-handedly dismantling the enemy team.
Get him the fifth, man. Get him the fifth. He's got 4 already. It's only Fallen remaining. 1v4. It does not even have the time to
Yes.
go in. And it is just a Suction show. What a beautiful display of Locust.
I mentioned this as well. This man was making even godlike esports panic a little bit in the couple of rounds. This man's sniping skills are, of course, on the point.
And a B hit this time coming around. Reed seems to be decent enough. Maybe as the spray down is going to be coming in. However, no casualties whatsoever. Smoke's going to be put in so that NS cannot push in through that. But they will still do it. Starboy getting a punish on to as well. Fallen will be doubling it up, making sure that there's no one controlling that space. Suction trying to
Suction
equalize the
got
numbers.
punished.
Cayenne in the meantime just brings it back to his own favor. Suction, stop that! My goodness!
Someone take that sniper away from this guy's hands, because he can single-handedly carry his team just like that. 2v1, and his officials, yeah, a man disadvantage, but still not gone just yet from this round. A round's lead, and his officials, if they lose this, things will be equalized. But this 2v1 something that's even gonna make the players of Anthem sweat. Wiz,
Plant the bomb, bro.
sniper in his hands as well, and Starboy too with the SMG.
If they show us the map, we can read something,
Kilo.
man.
Looking forward to take the battle up
They're not
close
showing us the
personal,
map.
but let's see how this one's going to be panning out, because Ghost is on the opposite.
That is true. Top of the bomb. Probably bait someone out if they're up close. And finally going for the plant as well. I had enough time to work with. And honestly, I love the fact that Anthem, yes, both of them are deciding to stick together. They were waiting where the hit is going to be, and then
Hi,
now
Pawan.
looking
Hi,
for
Pawan.
that
Welcome to the
rotation. But
stream.
the question is, can they figure out where this reposition Ghost is going to be? With the weaponry in his hand, it's an AR, you already know.
Bro,
he will
you should have
be
run for the
willing
tower,
to
bro.
medium range fight,
Shit.
especially against that SMG. Let's wait and see. Oh, the timing could be everything. He's trying to check in for the flank. Can he figure out them on time? Yes, he's got one. That's perfect.
Now
Right side, right side, right side, right side.
Can he win this?
Done.
Oh, the
I win.
sound's heard. Even the time's ticking.
Diffused.
But the man strikes from the back, and also a little bit of PM too. Okay, well, I guess that's how it's gonna be done.
బ్రో
for
మీరు
Team Anthem.
రిజిస్టర్ చేయలేదా?
Extra lead to the body, I guess.
ఏడ
That's
చెయ్యాల
the
బ్రో?
statement they want to make.
బద్ధకం
Equalizer
ఒక్కొక్కడి.
is dead. Yeah, that's
రమ్మన్న
exactly
ప్రేమ
what they
రాలేరు.
want to do there. Do
Team
and do.
చేద్దామంటే.
Anthem and NS official. Absolutely perfect display coming in. Just like the previous one, we saw how equalized these teams were, even in the search and destroy.
Practice
Just
చేయడం
showing
కాదు.
some
Already
great
stage
potential
to
of
qualify
probably
అయినాం.
another equalizer. Yet
ప్రాక్టీస్
again,
చేయడానికి రావడానికి ఎవరు
quick A-hit. So
రెడీ లేరు.
NS officials have not been working around the map whatsoever. They're just going in for some
Main
quick
గా
hits
hurry
either
ఆడు.
towards A or towards the B side.
ప్రాక్టీస్
So
చేద్దాం రా అంటే మూడు
in
లేదు
one round they're
తొక్కలేదు
able to get
భూమి
that,
లేదు.
but in the next one they're punished for it right away. And Cayenne pulling off a 2K right away. Suction trying to equalize the numbers only for so long, as he still needs to find a few more. The question is, can Anthem try and deny this plant? As of now, they've definitely done that. Ghost equalizing the numbers, finishing Cayenne off camera. Yes, that is true, but the space still being controlled. Pulse, that
3v2.
important gunfight coming in, so making sure that there's no flank whatsoever. The bomb has finally been planted with the spray down. Did not anticipate the second one.
చిరాకు
I
తిరిగి
guess once again, Ennis
బ్రో మీ
officials,
కోడమ్కి
they're gonna take the
ఏమైంది
cake in
బ్రో
that
జాబ్
round. It's a back and forth over and over again.
అర్థం కాలే
Now
మళ్ళీ
I
చెప్పు
guess Team Anthem once again is gonna be
మీ
looking forward
కోడమ్కి
to sort of
ఏమైంది
get that
జాబ్
equalizer done.
Absolutely.
మా కాడమ్ ఏంటి
And honestly,
హరి
love the
గురించి
first two opening
మాట్లాడుతున్నావా
pickoffs from Anthem, but the way NS slowly worked around the map, they basically faked a quick hit.
Oh, looking forward to sort of go a little bit more aggressive at this point, just holding on those angles. Cross replacement's going to be everything, but the sniper sneaked in.
ఏమో తెలియదు బ్రో ఆయన జాబ్ సంగతి నాకు తెలియదు
But the Locust in the hands of Saksham needs to be shut down and taken away. Sounds like a daunting task, doesn't it? And it will be for the opponents too. Team Anthem.
అందరు ఏ
they lose
దగ్గరనే
out
ఉన్నారు
this round. That will be exactly the players of NS officials will be looking for.
ముగ్గురు ఒకటేసారి
Stop
అటాక్
away.
చేసాడు పాపం
He goes for that one, does find it as well. Now speak about
మరి
the
ఎక్కడ
advantage
live?
once again in the
ఏమో
hands of
తెలియదు.
Team Anthem. The thing's now isolated down to a 2v bud. Sniper spots out the player.
What?
Shots taken, misses that, but now pulls out the Locust and a quick
Saksham
scope on the
carrying.
last guy. That's
సెక్షన్
it.
క్యారీ చేస్తున్నాడు అందరూ
NS officials, they get a 2-round lead.
Why did it even not connect to the head? That's the question. I mean, it should have gone right through that helmet. Either way, Saksham just doubles it up at the end of the day. He's like, fine, if the first did not connect, I'm going to connect the next few ones coming in. Though, sides have been swapped. Anthem now going for that attack, trying to go in for some kind of plays. The flashes are going to give the information, but that's just own teammates being flashed up. Prevail and Kilua getting out their
5v3,
own
4v3.
duels. Cayenne getting someone on that trade-off, but the question is, can they equalize the numbers? Still got the bomb in hand. They can go in for that plant, and B side is where they're looking forward to. And there's just absolutely no defender coming in. Saksham tries to go in for that snipe, missed the opportunity, missed the opening, but should give on the information that this might be very well be a B hit.
Intel will be valuable. Team Anthem, they've lost out on the man number, a 2v3. Things looking dicey for them. This operator has been a pain in the foot. Needs to be neutralized.
పల్స్
As I say
1v3
that now, things will be
1v2
taken down to a 1v2. Team Anthem at a big disadvantage. And it's all down to the last guy, Star Boy. And now he needs to be a star player for his team. He was a star player in the hard point, but Team Anthem, they're probably going to be feeling that pressure. And it's in the front lines. Pressure, of course, being shifted.
So 10 seconds to work with.
Well, finally, now they're going to meet up.
Maybe.
Thrown out of the sight. It's not going to matter. Beautiful cover, and that's it.
టైం లేదు నైస్ నైస్
No more time to diffuse. That's going to
Team
be
Anthem, nice
another
effect.
round going in favor of Anthem. So yes, a very good execute coming in from them, and that too when they were down 2 members. So you already know that they were able to pull it off, especially that when they were under pressure. And I think that's a pretty good opening for them. Maybe they can try and again work around through that map. They're a little bit slow. Wait for them to get a few more picks. I love the fact they're not playing in towards the mid and towards the trailer, because they know that Saksham would be there with that sniper in hand. He will be making sure to shut anyone down. But what?
వాట్ ద
How did Prevail did not get that pick? He was supposed to. What a very good
ఆరు
play
నైన్ తోటి
coming in.
బతికిపోయింది బిడ్డ
Nonetheless, still trying to control that space. Maybe they're going to figure out where the position of the other players is. Ghost is good for one, so they shut down Cayenne, and that's the bomb lost.
Indeed. Bomb being lost.
గోస్ట్నెస్
But as
కిలో
things are now starting to happen back and forth, that's taken down to a 4v2.
కిలో ఈజ్
Not looking too
అన్స్పోకెన్
good.
హీరో
NS officials once again looking strong on this entire round. At this point in time, Sakshi doesn't
Khatam.
even need to
What?
activate himself. But yeah, the man
Em
in the corner
pannadadu.
getting thrown down, at least found
Yo.
that one. Also making sure that he's dead too.
Yes. Anthem has been doing that, right? Making sure that the people stay dead.
2v2. Starborn Wiz from Anthem. Saksham and Pulse from NS.
Oh, the position.
Oh,
Is it going to be anticipated? No is the answer. Pulse gets shut down, and again it's down to a one person.
oh now Saksham, the only man left alive. This is a little bit tough. Try to go for the quick scope, but this time
Kira, come back
it's not
here.
going to work out. Anthem, they
Nice
take
comeback.
this round away like a thief in the night.
4-4, dead even yet again. The moment you think it's going to swing onto one direction, the pendulum just moves towards the other side, and that is what's been the story of these two teams. And these slow hits are you know, where NS are not being able to judge where it's going to go and come from. So I love the fact that Anthem is just working around the map. However, opening pick, God prevail. It was good one. Saksham, can you find another one? To the ball bank. He tries to go in for the second one. Maybe the third chance. What? He missed every single shot there and gave the opportunity to Kyan get a couple of more. Ghost still standing.
Saksham's going to be pissed. And I guess then it's officials once again.
Ghost
they take
saved.
the lead. What's going on the scoreboard, my friend? Back and forth, back and forth. And it's officials, they take the lead, then instantly Anthem, they bounce back. And you need to make sure that the 7th round is going to be yours.
Otherwise, it's NS will be moving up to the match point. Trophy system deployed. Kyan trying to control that mid. Very well knows that Saksham might be looking into that angle, so not giving him any kind of peek whatsoever. Creeping away towards the B this time around. Anthem. I love the fact that they always work around the map. They try and play those slow rounds and not going in for some pacey, flashy kinds of hits. NS were going in for those pacey ones, but Anthem just entirely opposite. They need to still take care of the person standing in the side, and Ruel was good for one, maybe good for two.
Wow. Gets 2, but then eventually gets traded out by Starboy. But still, a big threat's alive on the map. That's the Locust in the hand of the opponent, which is Saksham. And he needs to be shut down. Once again,
Ghost pakkake unnaru iddaru.
Trying to clear out a couple of angles, but
Inta discipline ga kustunnadu.
they're playing it nice.
The
They're
plant.
playing together. The cover fire didn't really come into time, and that's why the trades did happen back and forth. But that's in the favor of the players, the Venice officials. A 1v2 sniper in the hands of Wiz, not being able to connect that shot, and Saksham's going to be the one to steal it away.
The timing was just brilliant at that point, and I want to ask you a question. Are we going to see a 6-6? Or is this going to be the end of it?
I think so. This might just be the end. NS, they've gained the momentum. They've gained everything that they want. If it does come down to 6-6 though, then NS officials really need to question themselves. What was that shot? Such a quick one too. Another quick scope towards that window. Man moves away in the nick of time.
I can do exactly what Saksham does. It's probably what Wiz is thinking, but the shot through that smoke, I love the smoke coming in, blocks off the vision of Saksham and gives them an opportunity to work towards the trailer and get the entry on towards the side. Now, that utility is just going to give him an idea that there would be someone trying to go in for the bomb plant, and a perfect play coming in. Kilua doubles it up perfectly.
And even Saksham from the back
Done.
is providing
Open,
that
open,
cover.
oh,
And
Kilua
at this point,
choked.
a clear man disadvantage in the hands of Team Anthem. A 2v1. Starboy did lose out on his HP, but now is catching a bit of a breather. And speaking of that, we know Team Anthem, this disadvantage, they must be having so many thoughts just running through their head. So many questions through their head.
It's difficult. It's very difficult. You already know now that Anthem is the team that basically has been the team who's been pulling 1v2s time and time again. I've seen that happening in the previous 2 rounds.
Starboy, the star player in the hard point. This man was hitting his opponents hard. But in this 2v1 situation, considering the opponents are holding a crossfire too, he walks into it. Straight up walks into the
GG's,
trap.
nice
And
try.
it's like a Venus flytrap as well. It just closes in instantly.
Not going to get any chance in that crossfire setup. It was a perfect play and the best one in hand. And the fact that the bomb was down in front of them was where NS had the leverage, because they knew that Anthem would have to go in for that rotation. They would have to move forward. They would have to come and take the fight for NS. It was a perfect position for them, making sure that they control that space, not giving up on it. Now, this is something I personally feel Anthem has to work on for. They're trying to go in for the bomb plants, but out of those, I believe, 4 rounds, 3 of them were where they lost the bomb. And that too in the bomb side. And that is where NS found that opening, and I must say a cushioning, because they did not have to go in and take the fight. They had to just wait for Anthem to come to them. And that was exactly what was happening in their defense. So, nonetheless, I'll still give it to NS, pulling it off, doing an excellent job of that, especially in the pressure situation when you know Anthem is the one who's coming back whenever you're getting the lead, they're trying to bite back at you. But these positions, especially coming in towards the trailer side was something that Anthem were not able to break through.
And how can we forget those humongous plays, those monstrous plays from Saksham with the Locust initially to kickstart off the day for the players of Venice officials. This man was definitely the playmaker, was definitely the star player, and that's why he's also got the most amount of kills, 17-6. This man was definitely on fire. Oh, then you speak about Ghost NS, who's currently on the top of the scoreboard, and then you take a look at the opposition, which is going to be Wiz with 12 kills and 9 deaths.
Indeed, doing a great work, but just could not take his team over to that finish line, right? And honestly, how dare I say that if you're using a sniper, you can't top frag. Saksham just proving me wrong right in front of my face, right here, right now. It was always so beautiful to see, especially those quick scopes coming in. And I love the fact that not just Saksham, even Wiz was hitting them. We were getting surprised onto those shots because again, this requires a lot of reflex. And when you're at a LAN, you already know that there would be a humongous audience in front of you. There would be so many, sound cues coming in. You've got to focus on those important noises of the utilities, of the footsteps of your opponents, and focusing on to that one is just always the name of the game. And they've been doing that brilliantly. Not just Anthem, even NS officials.
But now if you speak about the overall score of this entire matchup between the players of NS officials and Anthem, it's 1-1. Both of them have gotten a match each. And now we're going to start off on the upcoming map as well, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Standoff is the place. We're going to fight for control. And as of now, clock not being stopped at, so still Anthem trying to work their way around, slowly moving forward, creeping forward. Let's see, the smoke's going to block a lot of vision, so Kayan trying to get a few more picks. Nonetheless, 1-for-1 trade, maybe Pearl's finding something on the other side of the map. Oh my god, that trade was perfect.
Oh, the utility utilization has always been quite good from Ghost, but this time the trades do happen. As we do know, for Team Anthem, winning this one's going to be quite crucial. But the same thing can be said even for the players up. And its officials to sort of gain them momentum back inside the entire fray. Things are starting to happen back and forth. And even Fall was able to find Killua. Ghost able to find Fallen. The trades are definitely happening back and forth.
Indeed, but the clock has been stopped at 40 seconds and the first tick of progress is almost going to be locked in, and it is locked in. And there's just absolutely no way for Anthem to try and block all of that. Finally trying to get the pincer maneuver in. Nonetheless, they'll be able to somehow stop any more progress over it. But since the first tick has already been locked in, you know it's going to be even more bothersome for them.
17-17, ladies and gentlemen. But as I say that, make that 15-16. Still, can't just say or can't just make any type of confirmed statement who's on the advantage, who's not on the advantage, because the trades are happening quite beautifully. Both of these teams, it just seems like they're on the equal skill level. But if you speak about the point capture role, Ace being captured for the players of Team Anthem quite well.
Second tick almost locked in, perfect for them, stopping the clock at 23 and now focusing on the third tick as well. They need to stop them. Prevail standing strong in that gunfight, winning the crucial one, and will add an additional 60 seconds.
Objective A has been lost now. He's up for takings. This is a little bit tough. 7 and 10 is going to be the life advantage, especially in the hands of Venice officials. And now final 5 left, and that's as I say, the final 4 are left for Anthem. They cannot afford to lose out on any bodies. They need to play this one as safe as possible. Pulse!
What a timing.
Oh, yeah, the timing actually works out in his favor. Collides right underneath his crosser, catches him off guard, and as I say that, and his officials, they take the first one home.
Brilliant play coming in from them, taking control of the A objective and making sure that they've got that additional minute to work with. Even when they were down to those last 23 seconds, they did not lose their cool. And controlling the space in the house is super important whenever you want to take that, right? And they did it perfectly, also creating a crossfire. But now, Anthem needs to do the exact same thing. The spray down comes in. For now, Sparrow pulled out as well by Prevail, gets one person. The Proxy coming in on towards the other side, getting in one good trade. Sparrow still holding strong, gets fallen out of nowhere, and all the trades just fall in favor of NS.
Exactly, even the perimeter missile was actually pulled out by Prevail. Prevail's on fire. This man's able to get so many kills back to back. Needs to be stopped right now. And speak about the advantage too. Right now, that's in the hands of the players of Venice because it's 24-21. But even Anthem are doing a fantastic job in getting their trades back and trying to get that equalizer.
Indeed, and now finally just stop the clock at 41 seconds, slowly working towards the first tick of progress, but they need to add some additional more minutes. 1-for-1 trade yet again on the other side, but the first tick is probably going to be locked in. A perfect Sparrow usage coming in, making sure that he's controlling the space, and another spray. What a beautiful utility usage coming in from him. Still going to go in for the drop shot. Absolutely brilliant. And locking in that first tick, also now working for the second.
17 to 15, now the advantage in the hands of Anthem. Predator missile pulled out as well by Starboy this time though. Prevail's not really able to prevail inside these gunfights anymore. Killua and Starboy here to starstruck each other. But considering and his officials have already got in general the lead of this entire control, they're going to be looking forward to secure this whole thing up as well. Team Anthem with the advantage. And his officials with only 9 left over. Now Ennis cannot afford to give any more bodies away.
Claw is available for Saksham, so he still wants to try and probably pull a few more things off. Yet again, we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. Another minute to work with, 10 more seconds. Trophy system used up already, making sure no utility is being utilized, but those trades still going in favor of Anthem.
Indeed.
10-3-5.
Oh no, final 4 life left, and his officials, they need to play so safe. But Killua, he was there, unfortunately not anymore. 9 life left in the hands of Team Anthem. This time Team Anthem, they're here to get a sweep against the opponents. Final 2 life left. Ennis needs to play so safe. These final 2 players, they've got a Herculean task ahead of them. And as I say that, they lose out on that.
That was a very solid round coming in from Anthem. Yet again, doing the exact same
The
thing
phone
that
problem
NS were
until-
doing to them. So taking a page off of their book and then moving forward.
Phone's
Now the question
problem
is,
was
which
change
team
చేయలేం
can
bro.
just do that play.
Lag
Anthem
గానీ
now on the
ఏదైనా
defense,
వస్తే.
you know they will be having an advantage into this one, especially moving forward as they know what type of
వాళ్ళు
hit
ఇచ్చిన
is going to
phone
come
తోనే
in.
ఆడాలా.
Prevail finding a few more openers for himself, and we're going to see the claw being utilized as well. Saksham is using it perfectly, gets another opener, making sure he's controlling the entirety of that house. Also moves towards the other side, and already the first tick locked it way too early, and they're also making progress towards the B side. So you know that Anthem has a lot on their plate, and they're not being able to win any of those fights.
Indeed they're not. And this is where once again, a double kill from this guy. Nicely
What?
done, Ghost. This man indeed is a ghost. Been able to slip
War
away with so
Machine.
many of the kills and then pulls out the War Machine too. Oh, just spamming it in. Does not even care at this point in time.
Probably done and
Eventually-
dusted.
Yeah, falling from the back though. He surprises both of them. But once again, Pulse is there to sort of try and equalize things out. 16 to 24, and his officials out of nowhere. Once again, in a big advantage. Team Anthem, they definitely need to play a little bit more cautiously if they want to get the advantage back in their hands. But it sounds too tough. Killua overextends and loses out on his life. And his officials making some mistakes.
They've got to control other part of the map as well. Anthem, they can't just stand in that one position. And I love the fact that the other members are doing the exact same thing, as the Annihilator was also pulled out. They've still got an operator to work with, while on the other side, NS officials have to build all of it up. Anthem controlling, and only that last tick of progress. Still a minute and 40 seconds on the clock. NS can take their time. They can try and make those plays. They've also got the life advantage. So they'll probably just wait and get a few more utilities.
This game is getting a little bit too close for comfort. 12 to 16, nothing can be said just yet. Yeah, a little bit of advantage in the hands of Ennis, but can you really book on it though? That's the question. Objective B is being captured as well, so this is not looking too hot. 11 to 13.
He needed to win
Things are starting
that.
to slip away. Team Anthem, they're not really looking that dominant anymore out of nowhere. Ennis officials is now starting to manhandle them.
Whoa. Wait a minute, they're still controlling that space. Claw has also been pulled out, but also he will make sure no one enters towards the front. However, on the other side, the lurk has been taken care of, and down to 5v6. This is getting way too close now, and only 55 more seconds to work around with that clock. NS, they've still got a decent amount of time, but the question is, how are they going to break through this frontline defense?
Either play for the point or play for the kills. 2 options ahead of you. What you gonna do? I don't know, it just feels like search and destroy now, because both these teams are just playing so safe. They know they cannot afford to give their lives away, which makes a lot of sense. But already Team Anthem, they're just down to those final 4 lives left. Once again, advantage in the hands of NS officials.
They've still got a couple of more operators. Maybe they can try and utilize that. However, still, trade's going 2v5 is the situation. can they find anything more than that? They've also got to take care of the pincer maneuver coming in, and nothing can they do at this point, as NS will win out on those trades and will also win out on another one of their attacking rounds.
Here we go. Another one begins in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. Prevail. This man, at least in the first round of control, he was able to pop off. But then after that, Prevail's been struggling a little bit. But as soon as I say that, he finds the opener. Nicely done. 27-13. A fiery start for the players of NS Officials, something they've been asking for. Maybe it's their time to shake hands with Destiny.
Yes, indeed, and they're also trying to spawn trap the entire team of Anthem, as they've also got all the utilities to work with, using the Purifier as well as the Annihilator, bringing their operators out at this point, and already getting a ton of life advantage, 21-26. Running down the clock as well, 50 more seconds to work with. Anthem needs to find a breakthrough and the opening to try and get the control of at least that A side, because B is something that we've seen these teams work towards the later half of the map. However, Viz finding an opener for himself, but they've got to do more of that work, as yet again NS just making sure that there's absolutely no way and no opening in their defense.
Indeed. Make it 15-20. 5 lives away. NS Officials on that lead.
3 seconds.
Oh, another one found. Wiz and Proxy. They push in tandem. They play together. But as soon as I say that, Ghost as well is there to return the favor back. And Ghost finds the second one as well. A double kill from this guy. Could have found the third one too, but then the Star Boys there in close lines to sort of pull things back in their court. A 2K from him, but then even Proxy returns the favor back. Now this man's also pulled out the Annihilator. He is looking for to annihilate his opponent. This is that crucial shot.
Sparrow in the hand of Prevail. This man is just making sure to do everything alone. Can he find more? No is the answer. Wilson Fallen standing strong. Still stop the clock at 8 seconds. Second take not being completed. 5 seconds to work with. They're still getting in towards that side, but only for so long as the war machine from Ghost comes out. And a brilliant way to stop the clock.
8-6. And as you mentioned, a brilliant way to stop the clock, and that's it.
And a swing.
Deal being sealed, ladies and gentlemen. NS Officials. Smiles across the board, but still, I guess, one man has got a lot of message to convey to his teammates, and that's Saksham, a man with the sniper, because he knows he's done his work. He has been performing or outperforming a lot of his teammates. But somewhere down the line, something needs to be said, and I guess he's probably saying a couple of choice words to them.
It definitely has, and honestly, the other person I think will be talking to his teammates would definitely be the IGL. I mean, both of them, honestly, not just Starboy, even Prevail. They'll be talking to their teams, trying to discuss what went right or what went wrong into this one, because again, it was just super close coming in. It always came down to those last few seconds, right? And just the way NS were able to run down that entire clock. Anthem, they found a great opening, especially at that 8-second mark. They found that opening, got the control of the side objective, and also made sure that they're taking control of the house and stopping any kind of flanks from happening. But just the way NS pulled out that Sparrow, the Annihilator that you mentioned as well, needed to find that pick, and as soon as it was shut down, it was basically the final nail in the coffin.
Unfortunately, he missed that shot under that Annihilator, and that's why I wasn't really able to squeeze out the maximum amount of value from that. But now, speaking about the entire matchup, right? We know NS Officials, they've won 2 already. They just need 1 more to seal the deal against the players of Anthem. Do you think so the upcoming one's going to be that?
It's again a hard point, and I love the fact that it's going to be takeoff, because those AR players are going to be prevalent onto this one, and I honestly am looking forward to Prevail's play as well, because we mentioned how in the first map he was not being able to just deliver as much as was expected of him, but right now he's basically feeling it, and he is like, I am unstoppable whatsoever. So probably pulling it off onto the next hard point takeoff is going to be something that they are all looking forward to, because just as I said, AR dominant map, snipers, yes, you can try and put one in your teammate, but it's better to probably switch it up with an SMG, or maybe just, again, handle it towards the AR.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Takeoff is on the way as we move on forward towards hard points. Team Anthem versus NS Official continues. Anthem, they need to win 1 more entire matchup to sort of keep themselves in the race, but NS Officials, they just need to win 1 more to get that closure.
Indeed, the pressure is definitely going to be on Anthem, but looking at the way they've been playing these hardpoint matches, I think so they might have a chance out of this one. However, we're still going to focus down onto those important fights coming in. Again, no operators, only a few utilities, and sheer gunpowder is where we're looking everything forward to. 30 few more seconds remaining. 15-1 is actually the score. Finally, the hardpoint being opened up. Really love the rotation coming in from NS officials as they're still trying to work around the map. 29 for more, and maybe they'll also be looking forward to probably going for an early rotation towards P2. Since taking control of this hardpoint is always going to rely on the fact how well can you gain control of those side houses and go on to those upper floors, and that's exactly what they're focusing on. Scrap time, no one's basically picking it off. So that's something that is quite questionable. Either ways, as soon as you jump into the hardpoint, you're going to be welcomed by a few of those utilities. A few last second scrap going in favor of NS officials. As of now, again, P2 is going to be opening up in the next few seconds. We always know that for P2, you need to have that spawn control. No matter where you are, you need to be spawning on the left side of the map, and that is where I think so the target of Anthem is going to be. They need to take control of that spawn and then move forward for a pincer maneuver. As right now, they do exactly that. They are controlling the hardpoint. 50 more seconds. They can try and grab a few more points as the utils comes in. Trades going in favor of NS. Gets a few of those because a good nade coming in from Ghost, and they try to move forward. But Starboy and Kayan are there to welcome all of them. Kilua gets one with his rifle, but he needs to find even more than that. Starboy controlling the entire lower deck, and Saksham finally finds an opener on towards that hardpoint. Still, Kilua and Pulse taking control. Starboy standing strong only for so long. Hardpoint contested. No team getting any value out of it. Another nade by Ghost. Name himself a grenade machine. Is not stopping whatsoever. 15 more seconds of scrap time. Anthem to try and pull this one off as they need to get this raid. Pulse
one by one
standing strong only for one, has been taken
just
down by Fallen. So Scrap's going to go in favor of Anthem, and another rotation is going to be pulled off. NS officials only on 13, so they need to find some kind of break and some kind of opener. As again, Kayan standing strong with those pickouts. He's basically rolling at this point with 8 kills. Probably going to hit that double digit real soon. I might have jinxed it. Anthem again winning out on all of those trades. Rotations working perfectly for them. Hardpoint still being controlled by NS official though. This point onwards, we might possibly see a pincer maneuver coming in as Tower using the Sparrow, trying to find some few more openings whatsoever, but no one being able to break through this defensive setup of NS. On towards the other side of the map, yes, we are seeing some trades going in back and forth, yet they're not in any single team's favor. Again, another 1-for-1 trade-off. Everyone's just controlling on towards the right side of the ramp. And okay, two-way play. That's going to be a good rotation coming in from Anthem. Maybe they can try and break through. In the last 20 more seconds remaining, they can try and get a few seconds of scrap time for themselves as the rotation will also kick in. And looking at the utilities, all the operators coming in for NS, they're probably saving it for the next one. 3 and 3 for both of them. And a few more score streaks to work with as well. So we are still going to look for a 5 more second scrap time going in for NS, so they have got a solid amount of lead. And I love the fact the way they rotated towards that hard point, controlled the spawn and stopped all of those rotations perfectly. Now have given them a lot of advantage and cushioning.
Exactly, Starboy as well now moving it forward with the Fnatic. Finds 2 in front of him, and that's actually going to eat them both alive. Devouring his opponents just like that. Team Anthem now, of course, starting to gain that momentum, starting to gain the lead as well in the hand. Starboy, once again, being that star player with the Fnatic in his hands, but then gets flanked from the back, instantly gets neutralized and capitalized upon. 73-64, and its officials, will they start to lose out of the momentum? Annihilator pulls out, but it's not going to matter. A beautiful jump shot from Pulse.
Absolutely perfect and brilliant. They're still controlling that hard point. Anthem finally finding another lead, only dropping one of them in the way, yet Kayan needs to win out on this important duel, loses it. Ghost is the one who wins it out. But nonetheless, Proxy is also there for the support.
Exactly, and now this is where the Kilo 141 is going to start to strike in too. As we mentioned, the players who like to use the AR, this is something that they can look forward to as well. But still, Anthem is on the lead, and its officials might just start to feel that pressure. Hardpoint is something that the players of Anthem has been playing quite phenomenally well. They're winning those duels. They're coming out on top, and you can just see on the feed as well. Anthem, they're just all over the place. Even Starboy now taking down Pulse. A little bit of a longer spray down. Was tough to find it, but eventually does. Shuts his opponent down just like that. And now even Saksham on the kill feed. You do see him getting that T2K. Eventually, though, still this drop 5156 from Pulse is something that's actually able to find so much value. But then an off angle created from Kane's gonna gonna shut him down. Momentum being stopped in the tracks.
Absolutely, and another few trades yet again going in favor, back and forth. We move 101 to 175 is the score difference. Hardpoint still not being contested whatsoever, left open, and we've seen these teams leaving the P1 just like that. For the last few start seconds, we're still going to see Anthem contesting for it, but P2 is where the rotation is going to come in for both of them.
Did he try to go for a knife? I think so, he did.
Probably.
Unfortunately, missed out on that, but 110 to 75.
best of 5
officials. Now this is starting to look like a one-sided game. Can they pull things back? Yeah, still the scoreline's a little bit far away to reach, but if this keeps going, Team Anthem, they're actually able to win the majority of the fights, and as officials, they're just not really able to find that sweet tuning, that sweet spot. Connect from Fallen, even that was able to find so much damage. Once again, the players of NS officials really need to play like a well-knit unit. They need to play on the trades. War Machine, and Annihilator out, but the War Machine is now starting to find so much damage.
Absolutely, and again, this gives a lot of opening to NS officials to find those trades, and everything that happened was the reason why they had the control of that spawn. It is super important. Yet again, 1-for-1 trade going in forward. Kayan standing strong. Can he stand any longer than he already has? Maybe not. No is the answer, as again, two different angles being worked upon. No one's going in for a pincer maneuver. That is quite questionable. Either way, they're still trying to take control of that space. Trophy system is going to be super important. As you know, the utilities are going to come forward. Another trade.
126 to 85. Anthem, the lead's just not being dropped by them. But NS officials looking desperate as ever before. Suction looking for to make that push. SMGs are definitely providing them a lot of value, but not enough. And as officials, they're just not able to win those duels. You can clearly see Proxy and Fallen and his entire teammates. It's like the players of Team Anthem are just really playing for their trades. They're playing together, making sure that unity is something that actually plays in their favor. And that's what's been happening. Team Anthem with 146, NS officials with 87. NS officials now really starting to struggle. Even a claw being pulled out. It's going to find one, but unfortunately wanted to go for a 2K.
Yes, traded just as quickly. Operators being working around by both of these teams as the pencil now finally comes in. Proxy with the Annihilator standing strong. How much more can he find is the question. Can he find anything more than he already has? Now we've seen how well NS were able to control this hard one previously, but right now it is just Anthem all around. 160 to 92, and the scrap time is just going to go in their favor. Rotations are now going to be pulled in as well. Starboy will be making sure there's absolutely no one coming in. All these side rotations going to be important. Up close and personal fight that was not being pulled off in their favor.
Indeed. 167 and 94. Now we've got Suction on our screens with the switchblade in his hands. That transition from the sniper to the switchblade is definitely quite stark, but this man does a fantastic job in adjusting onto it. Pulse and Ghost, they're trying their best to bring NS back inside the action.
Oh, almost.
Almost. We could have seen that in action.
That would have been outwardly, maybe one of the game-changing plays whatsoever. Yet again, NS officials controlling the hard point, which was contested only for so long as they finally have a proper cushioning. No is the answer. Anthem again joining in those fights time and time. Kayan still pulling off. Purify, can he find anything more than that?
Oh,
yes,
he does.
Almost does. Again, Suction was able to shut him down. Maybe he can find more than what he already has. 15 seconds scrap time. Can it be earned by NS?
No clue, man. Question still left unanswered. Beautiful shot that was. Slides in and straight up gets that one. Switchblade from Suction looking to find those, but unfortunately this time his opponent's going to be the one to prevail on top. 186, such a big lead now being established by the players of Anthem. It's going to be next to impossible to steal it away if the same momentum keeps them going on, if the same kill feed just keeps them popping up. Fallen and Starboy, look at them play together, getting those kills. Nicely done, Team Anthem. Team play is something that's being phenomenally well for them, especially in hardpoint.
Probably gonna see another round going in their favor. However, Annihilator being pulled out. Purple still trying to control that space. Hardpoint finally being taken care by NS officials. They're gonna take care of this lurk as well. Perfect, but only for so long as Blitz goes in quickly for that trade-off as well. I think the Anthem should probably focus on the next one, as again these 25 seconds look super solid.
Indeed they do. This is where at this point in time you do see the trades happen back and forth, but still there's this one guy, at least it's a random guy, but always this one guy from Anthem who just gets the double kill most of the times, and that's something that's really just putting a big spanner in the works for NS officials. And Team Anthem, with 194. But now NS officials looking for to make that comeback. They're stacking up those points.
Absolutely, 194 to 149, and looking at their positions, this is such a great one. Claw has been pulled out by Saksham as well, making sure there's absolutely no one would be coming in from the front. But these utilities are something they need to worry about. Oh my goodness, Wiz, how do you pull that off? That is just so dirty play.
NS officials, now they're starting to catch up. 162 to 94. Team Anthem, they've lost the ball. They've lost the ball from their court. And NS officials now, they're starting to take it away. They're starting to run away with this entire thing. The players of Anthem definitely need to regain the momentum, regain the confidence inside the fight. But you speak about Pulse. This man is now starting to stack up the bodies on top of each other. This entire site looks like a graveyard. We've got Starboy as well on our screens with the Fnac. This man has been a big menace. But still, Starboy eventually gets starstruck and shut down. Look at how much of a comeback is being made on the scoreboard by the players of NS official.
And Fallen also has the claw to work with, right? So you know that the next hard one is going to be where he's going to utilize that. A few seconds scrap going in favor of NS, trying to close in that gap. And how dare I say that maybe Anthem might run forward with this one in a dominating fashion. NS have got something else to say. And again, this hard point is something that they have been working around very well in the previous few fights. So B3, they have had control of it and now are also looking super solid.
Indeed they are. Proxy on our screens. Proxy has been the playmaker. Now he needs to make that happen. Once again, War Machine! It's just now starting to click in so nicely. So much value found from that entire ability or the skill. But now as we do speak about the entire stuff, Prevail, once again, good utility utilization, and is able to find a 3K for his team. Nicely done. Even Killua with a 2K. At this point in time, NS officials out and over, they're springing back to life, and the advantage now is being taken away by the players of NS officials.
Not leaving them an inch to work with.
Yes,
And again, Killua
total
goes,
comeback
all of
NS.
them going forward with that trade. Hunter Killer in their hands. So utilizing that perfectly as well. NS officials 230 to 198. Red Missile, can it get a double? Answer is no. Still not enough points to close it all out. Anthem, can you bring the comeback in? You had the lead since the entirety of that time. And B4 is where we're going to look forward to contest coming in from both the sides. However, trades going in favor of Anthem only for so long, as still it's contested. No team getting it. Finally, Anthem controls it.
Indeed they do. 235. Team Anthem, as you mentioned, finally they've got the control. Maybe this is where they can try and get the equalizer back in their hands. But now NS officials, they're just so close to that win. NS officials, they can probably taste that victory. All they need to do is get the control once again back up. And maybe they can be the one to come through victorious. But the players of Team Anthem are doing a fantastic job in holding things together. But as soon as I see that, Pulse is over there. Pulse finds a 2K, but then
No
Miz
way.
is there to return the favor back.
No
Purifier
way.
pulled out, burning his opponents down. Extra crispy. Saksham might just walk into that Purifier's crosser, but it's not going to matter. Saksham is
Claw.
the man who's quite proactive. Even Claw was there from his side, but it's not really going to matter. Switchblade once again there up close and personal. 242,
NS win.
243, and its officials, they're so close to that win. Only a couple of points more needed, but now they've been stopped and tracked with just 247. Team Anthem, they can feel it slipping away from their hands, but NS officials, they just need 3 more points to secure this one.
And B1 is again, we're going to move forward as we know it's going to be super open, super contested. Need to get the smokes down. However, trade still going in favor of Anthem, at least for so long. 234 is the score that they are stopped at. 248 for NS officials, 2 more points. And again, contested we go.
2 more needed, and its officials at this point, every single player's hands are going to be jittery. Sparrow pulled out, even Annihilator's pulled out. Every single operator skill, everything is being just poured
What
on
the
the deck.
fuck?
Even Team Anthem,
Done.
they equalize things. 249. This is way too close for comfort, but NS officials, in the end, they steal it away.
What a crazy game coming in from both of these teams, and honestly, it's just an understatement. I'm not gonna say anything, man.
Let's go to the stage.
What a fantabulous gameplay that was. हम सबको बहुत ज़्यादा ही intense moment पे लाके यहाँ पे खड़ा कर दिया गया था. And boy, oh boy, NS official and Anthem दोनों ने अपना better दिया, दोनों ने अपना A game play दिया. लेकिन हाँ, चलिए बात करते हैं अभी winner से, जानते टीम NS का क्या हाल है अभी. Congratulations, बहुत बढ़िया खेले आप.
मैं तो फिर भी ठीक था प्रिवेल एंड ऑल को एक्चुअली
Alright, we'll talk to Saksham here because Saksham ने जो जिस तरीके का परफॉर्मेंस दिखाया है वो बहुत ज़्यादा ही बेहतरीन था। Saksham मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँगा जिस तरीके से आपने स्नाइपर का प्रयोग करा है वो बहुत अच्छा था। क्या क्या प्रैक्टिस रही है, क्या तरीके से आपने रूटीन अपना सेट कर रखा था?
आई मीन कल रात में डिवाइस मिले हमें 9-10 के अराउंड, बट ये टीम भी इजी थी मतलब, तो मार दिया।
टीम इजी तो नहीं थी, देख पाया कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा क्लोज गए।
नेट इशू थे, हम 190-100 MS पे खेल रहे हैं, बट हो गया कर लिया। आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे अपनी जीत के लिए?
आई जस्ट बिलीव इन माय टीम एंड दे डेलिवर्ड।
अच्छा, मैं एक बात देख रहा था, जैसे ही गेम ओवर होता था कुछ ना कुछ अगर आप हारते थे या जीतते थे कुछ भी होता था, सक्षम कुछ कॉल आउट देते थे, सबको बता देते थे। यार वो ऐसा क्या बता रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से आप यहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा बेहतरीन तरीके से खेल के दिखा रहे हो?
मोटिवेशन दे रहा हूँ, मोटिवेशन, नथिंग एल्स।
ये रेजिंग वाली मोटिवेशन जिसकी हमने अभी बात करी थी।
टोटली अ मोटिवेशनल स्पीच, या
Totally the motivation. All right. Thank you so much for the interview, guys. But इधर की अगर बात करते हैं तो हमारे प्लेयर्स जो है वो तो बहुत ही खुश है अपनी टीम से, अपने गेम प्ले से। लेकिन जिस तरीके से अभी इन्होंने गेम प्ले दिखाया, इतना क्लोज गेम गया है, आने वाले मैचेस भी बहुत ज़्यादा क्लोज जाने ही वाले हैं और उसके लिए हमें जाना पड़ेगा अभी हमारे कास्टल इस पे। ओवर टू यू कास्टल।
Thank you so much, Major Beast. And yeah, the previous game was a little bit too close to comfort, especially the final hard point, because we know the first ever hard point that happened inside this entire series, it was being taken away by the players of Anthem. But then the second hard point, it felt like somewhere in between that maybe Anthem can steal it away, but then you just see NS officials make a bounce back, make a comeback out of nowhere and catching all of us off guard.
The main part why they made that comeback possible was the fact that they controlled those spawns. They went in for those swan flips, and that was something which helped them respawn closer to the hard point, with using which they can just reinforce their strength onto that place and utilize that perfectly, especially in those last few moments. And I mean, that was a crazy game because Anthem was also pulling off the exact same thing. So you already know that this is as close as it could get. 250 to 248, boy, we were delighted with the treat.
Exactly. I mean, speaking about all that stuff right now, let's move on forward and take a look at a little bit of highlights of that entire matchup or the entire series that just happened, right? We've got Team Anthem and his officials in front of us, and in general, as I mentioned, the first ever hard point that happened, Team Anthem, they stole the entire limelight, they stole the entire show. Then later on, when we moved on forward towards Search and Destroy, that's where things were just stolen by one man. It was a one-man show, which was Saksham.
It was basically Saksham Destroys. That's the name of the map I'm going to give it. He was stomping everyone into that one. Yes, we also know the importance of all the support players out there, the utility that was being used, and also all the other people who were just making sure that they're getting those gunfights, winning those trades, and providing the map awareness and value. So that is something that they worked along really well with, but man, the quick scopes were just mind-boggling.
That is true. I mean, Saksham in general, he also had that one moment where he whiffed a lot of shots, if you remember.
True, yeah.
4 or 5 shots back to back, but you know what, we're not really going to be speaking about that. But you also need to mention Prevail over here. This man being the IGL, taking matters in his own hands, and he was actually able to perform up to the occasion quite well. That's something that we all were just looking at and we all are quite surprised about, right? But as we do know, in the future, maybe once again, this entire journey is not going to end over here. The players need to keep on practicing even more.
Absolutely.
They need to keep on performing to the occasion even more. Yeah, it's understandable. He said that, okay, the opponents were quite easy, but were they really easy?
No. They were not at all easy. I mean, that's the last thing I'm going to put forward on this stage. Anthem just showed so much perseverance, so much tenacity. You can give them one word and explain the entire team. It was just tenacious. They were not stopping at all, but making sure that they get all those trades. And I mean, now they've got to focus on the next match that will be coming for them.
That is true. Ladies and gentlemen, though, I mean, you mentioned the next match, but before we move on forward towards the next match, it's time for us to catch a little bit of breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Snapdragon Pro Series powered by Samsung Galaxy is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make some noise! Because it's gonna be SBS India Codm Invitational और आज का हमारा ग्रुप ए का, जी हाँ मैं बात करूँगा ग्रुप ए का थर्ड मैच जो है वो कुछ ही क्षणों में स्टार्ट होने वाला है। बहुत ज़्यादा इंटेंस मैचेस जा रहे हैं, बहुत ही ज़्यादा बेहतरीन गेम प्ले जो है वो हमें यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहे हैं। एंड लीजिए अब ये समय भी आ चुका है जब हमें पता लगा कि स्टेज पे अब कौन सी टीम आने वाली है। जी हाँ बात करेंगे हमारी नेक्स्ट टीम की। गिव इट अप फॉर टीम एंथम। ऑलराइट टीम एंथम हमारे पास आ चुकी है। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, मैं आपके पास जरूर से आना चाहूंगा और आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि आपका गेम प्ले जो भी हमने देखा है बहुत ज्यादा ही एकदम मैं बोलूंगा कांटे की टक्कर हो गई, एकदम नजदीकी मामला हो गया, बहुत ज्यादा नेक टू नेक कंपटीशन हो गया। उस पर आप क्या कहना चाहोगे? बिकॉज आपने अपनी गलतियों से कुछ ना कुछ सीखा जरूर से होगा।
ऑफकोर्स हम डिसअपॉइंटमेंट है क्योंकि हार गए, लेकिन अब हम उससे मूव ऑन ही करेंगे ना, क्योंकि अभी नेक्स्ट मैच है हमारा।
ऑलराइट, मूव ऑन करना है, अपनी गलतियों से सीखना जरूर है। लेकिन आप अपने फैंस को क्या बोलना चाहेंगे जो आपको यहाँ पे रूट करने वाले हैं?
फैंस के लिए बस यही शब्द होगा कि बस हमें देखना, हम अभी हारे हैं लेकिन नेक्स्ट टाइम जीत सकते हैं।
एग्जैक्टली, आई मीन ये बात तो जाहिर सी है कि आपको जब सेम माइक मिला है, सेम प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है, तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा बेहतरीन अपने यहाँ पे प्रदर्शन दिखाया जरूर से है। लेकिन थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द इंटरव्यू। आप लोग अपनी सीट पे जा सकते हैं और आप लोगों को ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट अभी के टूर्नामेंट के लिए, अभी के मैच के लिए। सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, दैट वाज टीम एंथम। लेकिन अब जो टीम आ रही है वो टीम मेरे ख्याल से जीतने के मूड में है, वो टीम ऐसे मूड में है कि उनको हरा पाना बहुत ही ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो रखा है। मैं बुलाना चाहूँगा, गिव इट अप फॉर टीम गॉडलाइट। इसी के साथ अगर हम बात करते हैं, यहाँ पे फैंस ने काफ़ी ज़्यादा आपको खुश करा है, आपको चीयर करा है। यहाँ पे फैन फेवरेट आप रहे हो। और जहाँ तक हम बात कर रहे हैं, जहाँ तक हम लोग जानते हैं, हम देख सकते हैं। ऑलराइट गाइस, चीयर्स फॉर योर टीम। यार किस टीम के लिए रूट कर रहे हो आप लोग? हमें चीयर करके यहाँ पे बता सकते हो कौन सी टीम के लिए आप रूट करने वाले हो? ऑलराइट, यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा जहाँ पे भाईचारा दिखाया जा रहा है एंड कुछ फैमिलियर फेसेस मुझे यहाँ पे ऑडियंस में देखने को मिल भी रहे हैं। लेकिन अभी बात करेंगे हम लर्न आपसे, आपका अभी तक का अनुभव, अभी तक का एक्सपीरियंस जो है वो कैसा गया है हमारे लैन पे?
आई थिंक मैंने इतना तगड़ा लैन कभी नहीं खेला अभी तक, क्योंकि आई थिंक इंडिया का फर्स्ट लैन है, तो डेफिनेटली वो भी स्टेज 5 के पहले हम लोग के लिए काफ़ी मोटिवेटिंग है।
एक्सपीरियंस मिल जाता है,
काफ़ी तगड़ा एक्सपीरियंस। आई थिंक ऐसे मैचेस खेल के हम लोग स्टेज 5 में डेफिनेटली वी विल पुट अप अ शो।
एग्जैक्टली। एंड इसी के साथ अगर हम बात करें सारी की सारी टीम को, पूरी टीम को ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट आप लोगों को। एंड अभी के लिए मैं जानना चाहूँगा लर्न आपसे कि एक्चुअली में आपका माइंडसेट रहता क्या, किस तरीके से आप मतलब जो भी सामने आ रहा है, जो भी टीम हो गई, कोई सा भी मोड हो गया, आप वहाँ पे ए गेम पे, आप वहाँ पे जीतते हुए, आप वहाँ पे डोमिनेट करते हुए नजर आ रहे हो, माइंडसेट क्या रहता है?
आई थिंक मैं पहले भी बोल चुका हूँ कि जो चैम्पियन होता है उसको पहले ही पता कि वो चैम्पियन, इट्स जस्ट दैट ही इज एंजॉयिंग द।
ऑलराइट, ये तो अपनी जर्नी एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मेरे को तो इनके ही टीम के प्लेयर ने न्यूट्रिनो ने पहले ही बोल दिया कि ट्रॉफी तो अभी आप हमें ही दे दो। वो तो बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट दिखाई दे रहे हैं यहाँ पे। लेकिन गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द लवली इंटरव्यू। आप लोग प्लीज़ अपनी सीट पे जा सकते हैं एंड ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। एंड इसी के साथ अगर हम बात करेंगे, हमने दोनों टीम्स को यहाँ पे देख लिया, दोनों टीम्स को के बारे में सुन लिया है। लेकिन अभी बात करें हमारे मैच की, जी हाँ, मैच थर्ड जो है वो कुछ ही क्षणों में स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, कुछ सेकंड्स में स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड ओवर टू यू काशिफ।
I don't know.
so much. And yes, the upcoming matchup will be on the way soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. Godlike, once again, back in action. You think it will be a smooth sailing for them? I think so. That's not even a question at this point.
Well, the way that they displayed their domination in the first match, I mean, you can clearly see how confident they are and how comfortable they are, especially in this kind of arena, right? And Anthem, yes, it was a very close match. They've got that defeat in their face, but I think so they can really brush it off because it was 2-1. Come on, it could have gone anyway. That's where, you know, a part of that luck plays in. Maybe they could have got a couple of more seconds onto that hard point. Maybe we were probably still on match number 5. Either way, they've got to forget all about it. Right now, this is the match that they have to focus on, and this is the veto. Because we've still been waiting and trying to figure out what kind of map they like to play, and it was a map tool that was in their favor in the previous game, and it was super close matchup. And for Godlike, we've already seen that they do not care about the map. They just want to play it and stomp everyone.
Speaking of forgetting the previous matchup, right? Anthem really just they need to forget what just happened. Now they need to get inside the arena with a clean slate. That's not too much to ask for, considering it's just the day one of the SBS land, ladies and gentlemen. And also, considering it's the first land so makes a lot of sense. The players are definitely going to be feeling a lot of the jitters. But let's more important take a look at the team again.
మన టీంకి ఎదురు టీంకి అది మనం మాట్లాడడం కదా టీజీఎస్ టోకెన్లతో సేమ్ అంతే ఎస్ఎన్జి హార్డ్ పాయింట్ కంట్రోల్ బ్రాకెట్స్ 15th రోజు ఓపెన్ అవుతాయి 15th రోజు తెలుసు మనకి అపాయింట్మెంట్ ఎవడు వస్తాడు అనేది వాళ్ళు కూడా హార్డ్ పాయింట్ ఎస్ఎన్డి కంట్రోల్ ఆడతారు వేరే ఆడరు టీడీఎం అవి ఇవి అని
because in one of the previous tournaments I had a conversation with them. They mentioned that they did a proper study, they realized what is the weak point of Godlike, and then they go through that. Now with that, we'll probably be witnessing Godlike roster as well in front of us, as all 5 players who just played match number 1 are going to play this one as well, and they are super confident, just like always.
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen, let's more forward and take a look at the Godlike roster, because we have seen all these players once again play it out for the first game ever, but now we need to take a look at them once again. Learn PDIGO inside the squad, the man who holds up the chain for all the players. You've got Katrina, Abiz, of course the sniper clicking in, and then you've also got Skull G and Trance. Every single player on this squad clicks in at the same time, and they're equally skilled.
Absolutely, and we've just seen the way IGLing is performed, Alan, right? We've seen how well he organizes his team, knows how to play with their strengths and how to just focus onto them and get the best out of them. That is the thing, and that is something that IGL does perfectly. But what is the next thing that they're going to do perfectly,
which is winning.
Absolutely.
And probably they're going to be doing because in the past as well, and we asked for Godlike. We're like, which is the preferred map
website
that you guys
private
like
matches record cheyadaniki.
We literally like to play all the maps. And speaking about maps, let's move forward and take a look at the map veto, because that's going to be something that will be the icebreaker. Map veto in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking about hardpoint, the bands were
stream
subject
aitund
Arsenal. Speaking about
invitational
వాళ్ళు
కూడా అదే వెబ్సైట్ నుంచి ఆడతారు.
And control the bands were standoff and crossroads strike.
అది యాంటీ చీట్
We're going to
వెబ్సైట్
kick
అది.
things off in Apocalypse.
And then moving forward to search and destroy towards slums, and the control is going to be raid. We saw these maps with Apocalypse and Hacienda. I really love the maps coming in, and again we've seen Godlike perform on all of them. Yes, they haven't played a lot of matches onto them, but even those 1 or 2 matches look super dominating. And since we're already talking about Apocalypse, right, it's just so AR dominant map. You have to take some long range fights onto that. Yes, you might not pull off all the snipers, but you still have those ARs to work with, and we have seen some great performance coming in from their side. But also for Anthem's point of view, I think so it's going to be a very good option, because they can try and go for some long flanks towards those sidelines, and they can try and go for pincer maneuver on towards Godlike.
It's going to be a little bit tough to go for the long flanks, because we already saw the players of Godlike are just so well aware. They have their situational awareness is on the point. They never just tunnel vision on a single angle. They always have a player who's looking at the back. They always have a player who's looking at the sideline. And the main key factor for Godlike's success is that they always play together. They have each other's back. If one player gets taken down, the second one will always be there to trade things out.
Absolutely. And that is something that Anthem would have to break through. They've got to find some kind of breakthrough this setup, and I think so maybe it's surprising by getting two players, maybe an anchor and the support as well, going in for those flankings and something that Scott like might not expect. Anthem has got that firepower. We clearly saw that in the previous one. Because NS, they were also doing some amazing jobs onto those pickoffs and those kills. But I think so Anthem might be able to pull this one off. If Apocalypse is where we are taking things, that is not as comfortable as any other map like Summit that we've seen today, right? It's just seen the whole ground for God, like, so I love the fact that it's going on Apocalypse. Maybe this is the map that might put Godlike in combat. Maybe.
I mean, how can you say a whole ground map when Godlike literally says that we are good on all the maps? We perform
ఆ రోజు
all the
నుంచి
maps.
బ్రాకెట్స్ ఓపెన్ అయితే మనకి
This
ఆ
game
రోజే
in
తెలుస్తుంది
general
ఎవరితో
is a
ఎప్పుడు
whole
మ్యాచ్
ground
ఉందనేది.
event. And if you're going to try to go up against them in this game, I guess, well, Godlike will be the one to steal that trophy.